I've said all that other stuff to say this. How many things in your life have you just outstretched your hand and manifested? But how many times have you spoken into the world, and after a period of time, those things may manifest? Do you think that the Creator, who speaks highly of doing good works, would just be able to outstretch and manifest out of thin air without sending the angels to physically do it? When they send the angels to physically do it, and their memory is set aside, they immerse themselves in the experience. They give it their all if they think that's all they got. But what we come in here with, we're supposed to stay really tightly anchored to. All you need is God. But when you forget that God is all you need, they'll take everything away so that God is all you got. Now, the thing about God is that anytime you ask anyone their idea of the face, they will always put them in ancient times. They will pigeonhole creation as primitive, limiting God and underestimating technology because we're so smart. We know God couldn't have technology. You believe something just stretched out of hand, something you can't even fucking verify or describe. And then when people come with fill in the blanks to connect the dots that actually make sense, the human psyche does not like to admit it's been fooled. The revelation that they talked about in the Bible is coming to the realization of the very foundation that you stood on, what it was built on, who handed it to you, and how you lived by it, and how you've truly felt versus the results that you got. That old saying, fake it till you make it, isn't supposed to last for decades or lifetimes. That little voice in your heart that keeps doubting what you're trying to fool yourself into believing you stand on as foundations, the little tiny voice of God telling you that it's wrong. And so you think you're shielding it. You think you're concealing it from me and everyone else. That you really, truly convicted, believed in these things. But you have doubt because analytics from upstairs don't fucking lie. All of us harbor little doubts and secrecies. We all harbor little dark secrets and things in our closets. You can't get away from the all-seeing eye. You're telling yourself. You don't know anything about communication because you can't even talk to yourself in the mirror, look yourself in the eyes. So when you look at me and say, there's no such thing as telepathy, okay. As your doubts in your heart are shooting little colored beams of light that I can reach right out and get the truth if I want. Most of you, I don't want to know what's in your heads. You're walking around looking like you got pineapple growing out of the top of your head. And I could, if I wanted to, it's like clipping on a little alligator clip to all your thoughts and help you clip on to where and do a diagnostics and find where your problem is and tell you, give you the information. If you can, and just enough to let it get in your head. Because it's not the words. It's the intonation, the pitch, it's the frequencies. If I choose, because I can do all kinds of character voices and different sounds, and I learned to mimic, although I was being told, shut up, stop that, it's annoying. What do the neighbors think? Things like that. I couldn't find my voice. I might have been able to walk through the city and just sing a tune that changed the world, like the Pied Piper, all the musicians that have tried to come through with natural music to unlock those things in the mind that trigger certain feelings and emotions, that trigger healing hormones from your body. Your body will heal itself if it wants to. If you sit around and choose feeling like shit, get what you sow. You got somebody who comes along again in 2020, and we're so fucking smart. We'll know when the Messiah's here. We'll just know because something that was written in the 14th century said so. You look at what I'm writing now and what I'm saying now, it doesn't make any sense to you? Is that logic trap they put you in, that little fucking hamster wheel in the education, so small? Are you focused so tight on the atom that you forget that there's a bigger molecular structure, that one atom is just one cell in the scheme of things? Hollywood, they tell you what they can't tell you is that when you become a star, when you go to Star Server, they take over half of you. It's a secret. Circinus, the circus, the performers, the 3-ring system. They take half of you. You could choose to be a good witch or a bad witch as an actor or actress or whatever. But they monitor. They take half of your signal. That's what enables you to sit inside here, be an observer of your own wild performances. Amazing. Some like to sit in there and cry because they know they're not playing the guitar. They know they're not really playing the drums. They could do it, but not those epic performances. The tears are, holy fuck, I can't get out of this. They want me to take society in a direction with this music that I don't feel comfortable with. But I can't even think about it because they've got half of my mind. They're just grabbing one side, clipped a little bug in there. See, now that I'm awake, they can't fucking touch me. They know it. They needed to try to convince whoever the Messiah was to kill himself. Too late. Now I'm one, you ain't doing it, so too late. But we can change. We can change. Please give us a second chance. We've had Norbaya rule, and we've had excess order since 2012. The Armada ships and the fleet, my fleet, my armada. But I've been asleep just like everybody else. I lived off the coast of Florida, and oops, that was a Freudian slip. Devil's Triangle is where Pi is, my ship, under the Crystal Pyramid, bottom floor, the ocean floor. I was raised in Pompano Beach. I could not get away from Florida. It was a magnet. I was always on the beach until it got to the point where just life happened. But just offshore, if you look where Lighthouse Point is, and then draw a line that goes out to Bimini, and then draw a line out to Altec underwater naval submarine base, Devil's Triangles, zero effect generators, underwater civilization. Problem is with Black Knight satellite being damaged, they couldn't get the regular software up and downloads. And so the heart of Pi, which is the ship, which is the zero effect generator, which lifts and generates power, free energy for the entire biosphere, was having issues. Regulation of temperature, because you can't have it numbing cold, which is one of the side effects of running the zero effect generator at its full capacity. Plus levitation. They don't want Pi to leave. But running it on partial power like they were doing. They could only do it for a short period of time, and it's supposed to be enough to charge the battery banks in the ground. To keep fucking up the crude oil patches, which is the black goo, which is the graphene, which is like better than lithium ion batteries, but another technology you can't share. Free energy, Tesla coil transmits it like GPS, wireless electricity transfer. Order up a bolt of lightning that'll last 10 years for a city. On the phone with the guy live, and they go, your lightning outside. Charging the multiple layers of upper atmosphere, the firmament layers of electromagnetic fields and ionization that, charges and then the lightning goes back and forth, store it up there and bring it down. Nuclear power plants, they just offset the numbing cold for the other two generators. There were 4. One of them was actually here underwater in Arizona. It's not a crater, guys. That's where a ship was. There was a ship there, and it was a zero effect generator, 2, but it was ran too hard, and it exploded. Made the Grand Canyon, another canyon in Peru, because it hit the surface and came back down, created the mud floods and tsunamis, and it was fucking terrible. Almost lost everybody. Now, in 2012, they thought Pi was going to die, because her heart was supposed to stop. Usually what happens is it just spins out. Anybody knows what a runaway means? She didn't run away because Daddy awoken. She was heartbroken, guys, because I wasn't taking my job, I didn't want to awaken because my gatekeeper's real good. I wanted to go to heaven their way. Now that I'm awake, she's happy again. Giant sea turtle, organic spaceship. Fucking phenomenally beautiful. Blue and purple, you should see her. I've taken pictures of the hologram that they showed me as the image so that I can remember that I'm in charge of all of it. And I kept saying, no, you're fucking crazy, man. You're making me crazy. I'm considered crazy. I just talked to my family about it, and they think so too. So I can't be who you tell me I am. It's just no way. Sorry, man. I'm just Ricky Wolf, piece of shit from South Florida that never amounted to anything. You know how hard it is, man? Grind somebody down to nothing and then try to convince them that they're something. People, dominatrix get paid to break, heavy hitter clients down, CEOs and attorneys and shit like that. They just feel like shit being in that much power, so they go in to get humiliated and degraded and smacked around. So it humbles them and makes them remember people that I treat like shit have feelings. Some get off on it, and they think other people feel that way, and they go to dominatrix thinking everybody else gets punished the same way and that it's good. Make a psycho. Listen, you can ridicule me, laugh, point your finger, whatever. But just remember, when you do it, at one point, when you go home and you deny all that I'm saying, all that you're hearing, all that you're seeing, when you continue to try to trick your eyes, your ears, your nose, your senses, and use man's scientific logic to dismiss it, you're doing a disservice for yourself. Remember, it doesn't matter what you think of me anymore, because Ricky's just along for the ride right now. We will be waving bye-bye. Over the years, I've asked, how many apostles would the Messiah have if he came to the U.S. today? I've asked this, and I know my friends and family have read it and thought, well, that's an odd question. You see, the elite thought the ancients were going to want to go back to the Middle East because that's what the story they were told. They realized they fucked up. Ariana Grande and all them just kind of sung it to the elite to let them know, the song Look Up. But they leveled all the Middle East, the original site of Babylon, the garden, the Euphrates and where the Euphrates and the Tigris almost touch. 4 horsemen were there. Remember? It says in the Bible, framework, removing the last king of Babylon, Saddam Hussein, after the twin pillars of Solomon fell, playing out the events of the Bible. Where are we? In Revelations today, Malish. I've been posting that too. I took a picture of the red dragon giving birth. The sunset. Posted it. Got a bunch of blue thumbs. You know the dead blue thumb. Cold dead hand. Got a bunch of them. Now, my voice is sounding like shit because, see, I got a dog bite here, right? We've had dogs fighting here on a daily basis, getting the bad energy off the stolen land. This was Indian land, and there was a massacre in these areas here in Arizona to move that fucking railroad through. That train that you hear all the time in my podcasts and videos. The one that was built on Indian land. 300 lives. Total recall. Some shit that's going on here, and I just can't wait to hear when I'm standing up where I'm supposed to be soon. But you don't understand what it's like. No, I don't. I don't know what it's like.